Donald Trump and Iran are officially more on again, off again than Carrie Bradshaw and Mr. Big. They break up, they get back together, somebody says something devastating on a rooftop, and every single time we are supposed to gasp like it's brand new information and it's happening for the first time. The only difference is that Mr. Big never ordered another airstrike at the end when he's on the way out the door. And honestly, look, who are we kidding? We may never get to the bottom of how Kerry afforded $400 shoes and a brownstone on one newspaper column a week. Some mysteries, they're just not solvable. Just like this Iran crap, because this ceasefire that got signed 3 weeks ago is dead again. And hell, by the time you watch this, it might be back on. And the guy who signed it keeps falling asleep in meetings and can't walk straight. And somehow his poll numbers have gone up. Slightly, but they've gone up. And look, Wednesday at this NATO summit in Turkey, a reporter asked Trump if the ceasefire is over. And Trump's response said, "Look, I think it is over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum." You know what scum is. They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And they're vicious, violent people. Then, virtually the same breath, and if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. Followed by him immediately confirming that everyone still agrees that there won't be a nuclear weapon because they're going to make a deal. So, in the span of about, 4 sentences, he called an entire country subhuman, floated the idea that they'd probably nuke somebody, but then, hey, don't worry about it. We're going to shake hands on it, and all is well. That is an ex texting you, "You ruined my life," and then following up with, "But are we still on for Friday?" That's what we're hearing from Donald Trump.
To me, I think it's over. I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're scum. You know what scum is? They're scum. They're sick people. They're led by sick people. And they're vicious, violent people. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they'd use it. As far as I'm concerned, it's over. I'll speak to our negotiators. They want to negotiate. They're good people. Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner. But they have to come back to me. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a waste of time dealing with them. They're liars. We make a deal. And if I make a deal with him, we have a deal. And he goes out, he talks. We make a deal. Everyone's agreed. No nuclear weapon. We make a deal. They go outside, talk to the press. They say, we never even talked about it. There's something wrong with them. They're cuckoo. As far as I'm concerned, it's over.
And when a reporter reminded him that a few weeks ago at the G7, he called these same guys rational people that he could work with, he says, "I got to know them. That's it." That's the whole difference here. He got to know them better. Did he not know them before? Meanwhile, the U.S. hit Iran again overnight, oil spiked again, and Trump is currently, according to him, Iran's #1 assassination target. I'm the #1 target because they're scum. I may be gone too. So how does the most powerful man on earth respond to being, in his own telling, marked for death? Well, he refuses to fly home on that brand new Air Force One, that $400 million jet that was gifted by Qatar. And reporters asked him if that was a security issue. And he said, "I'm #1 on the kill list for Iran. They're lovely people. I'm #1. I'm thinking he's meaning sarcasm, but if not, lovely people. Same people he was calling scum 45 minutes earlier. Instead, he's sending this new plane to the UK, to a military base. And in his words, so that the troops can, quote, appreciate it. Because it is truly magnificent. Which is an incredible thing to say about an aircraft that you simultaneously are trying to say it might get shot down. At least it looks good, right, Donald? And I want to know what you think in the comments, because when a president's approval rating climbs as a conflict and a war gets scarier and messier, what's that actually say? What is that telling you about what's going on in this country? And can we even trust these polls anymore? Because is that the country rallying around the flag? Or is it that nobody cares about the war anymore and everybody's decided to just go back to hating on commies and trans kids? Or is it something more unsettling than either of those? Drop me a comment and let me know. And as for the numbers here, Nate Silver has Donald Trump at a net negative 17 right now. That's terrible. He's underwater. But it's also his best number since April. A month ago, he was at negative 18.5. So the war has gotten worse as he blew up his own ceasefire, and he's out here telling reporters that he might get asked to leave the mortal coils, and his approval rating went up. I don't know how that works, and it's not by like a landslide, but it did. It went up. And then Donald Trump landed in Ankara, and he did the rest of his trip. And he renewed the demand for Greenland again for roughly the 111th time. Denmark's prime minister had to once again confirm that that Greenland is not available. Then, to round things out, he ordered a full trade cutoff with Spain. Cut off all trade with Spain, please, including visits. Don't even talk to them. They're hopeless, bad people, he says. Now, this is the second time he's virtually said the exact same thing about Spain. The first time in March, yet in March, nothing happened. Trade continued normally. And sure enough, hours later, Spain's prime minister told reporters that he and Trump mostly talked about golf and the World Cup. Didn't talk about trade, just golf. And NATO's security general, who once called Trump daddy on camera, stood right next to him telling reporters that the alliance was stronger than ever. Yet tomorrow, it'll be different. And yet somehow the same. Hit that notification icon because whatever happens in the next bit in this situationship, we will be here to talk about the breakup.